Hello, my name is Michael Yoo. I'm a first-year dental student at Western University in Pomona, California, and in this video I wanted to quickly put together some techniques that I use to help me focus while in class, and some other strategies that I implement while studying at home. Some of them you might find a little bit generic, but these are things that help me get through my master's program as well as my undergrad, and most of them I still use today in order to focus in dental school. Coming from Alaska and their public education system, I never really had the correct studying techniques in order to excel in undergrad. So it took a lot of time, a lot of research in order to get to where I am today. I hope you find them helpful and a possible means to help you focus in class and study effectively as well. This first one's probably going to be the most generic, and you've probably heard of it before. First things first, you want to get rid of all distractions in class and as well as when you're studying. The biggest form of distraction is your phone, especially because every single notification that comes up while you're studying takes your focus away and redirects it somewhere else. So first things first, put your phone away. I usually put my phone in my bag, and there are some other techniques that you can use which I'll go over later. But get rid of all distractions, stay focused, and work hard. Just in case you have some attachment issues to your phone, or say that you're listening to music as I do while studying, there are some other things that you can do. One thing that I've done for my phone is I've deleted all non-essential notifications, meaning any news notifications, Instagram notifications. Another thing that you can do is also use an app that I love just because of its mission behind it. It's called the Forest app. I'm not paid or sponsored by them, but it's something that my girlfriend and I have used for a long time. What you do is you set a time for you to start focusing on your studies, and you work towards building this tree that'll grow during that time. If you open your phone, you'll end up killing the tree, but if you can last the whole duration of the time that you set for yourself, you'll grow this beautiful tree that you can cash in and eventually put towards a real tree in real life that the company will plant somewhere where there's deforestation happening. Pretty cool way to stay focused, especially knowing that you're helping the environment, and I implore you to check it out. It's got a lot of features for you and your friends to stay focused and on task. That brings me to another studying technique that I've used for quite a while, and it's called the Pomodoro Method. Before I go into that, I wanted to talk about something that my anatomy professor said the last week before our practical exam. He told us not to study for 5 hours straight because much of the time those 5 hours, only 3 of them will be effective, and you'll only remember 3 of the 5 hours or so that you studied. So what's important is that you stay focused during the duration which you allotted yourself to study, but to also take breaks intermittently so that your brain can condense and combine all the knowledge that you just tried to memorize. So what the Pomodoro Method is, it tells you to start focusing for a certain amount of time, say like 30 minutes or so, and take a 10-minute break right at the end of that and then start back up again. That's why I like the Forest app so much. It allows you to set a duration of time that you want to focus, and it also has a break feature in it as well. Again, check out the Forest app. The next topic that I'm going to talk about is probably the most important one in this entire video, and it's the concept of active learning. I had the privilege of studying under Dr. Scott Freeman. He's the professor that teaches much of the introductory biology courses at University of Washington. And if you don't know who he is, you've probably used one of his textbooks. I'll have them pop up right here. So through his research, what he's found out is that students that are in generic courses that are firmly lecture-based are 1.5 times more likely to fail in that STEM-related course when compared to their counterparts that are in courses that promote active learning. So if you're in a course where you're being lectured to primarily, how do you make that time into an active learning one? What a lot of my classmates do in class is formulate questions for themselves to answer later on an app called Anki. It's a flashcard-based system where you plug in questions for yourself to answer, and you can work through it until you feel competent on that particular topic. A lot of what we do in class and while we're studying is something called passive learning. It's where we're just reading through notes, trying to memorize as much as we can, and it makes that time very insignificant. If you're actively learning in class and you constantly practice retrieving all this information through flashcards or questions that you've written for yourself, you'll have an easier time condensing all that information and effectively studying. If you're interested in the paper, I've linked to it below. You should definitely check it out because it's changed my life. This last one is also generic, so in that sense we've come full circle. But another thing you've probably heard is get your study snacks so that you can sit down and stay focused for that time that you've decided to study. If you're like me, you get really hungry because your brain's using all this glucose, and you'll usually see that I'm either drinking coffee, drinking tea, or snacking on something, or going home during break periods in order to make myself a bagel. So set yourself up for success by promoting a healthy learning environment. And if you didn't find any of these techniques helpful, do some research. It's definitely helped me find what works best for my studying habits. Until next time, stay focused, keep smiling. Thank you. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. You click here for last week's video and click here to subscribe. Here's a video of Luna.
Okay. Sit.